Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Bruce for the River Suckout, and today I'm actually going to play in a tournament. And right now I'm deciding which tournament to play. And I thought I would show that to you guys. What factors I look for when I'm playing a tournament. For one thing, I like to avoid turbos. So if you see this turbo, these two turbo tournaments here, typically what that means is the blinds go faster, and they're usually about 5 minutes per blind level. So I try to avoid those because what that means is you have less hands to decide from. You can be less selective. And typically it's more gambling involved. And like I said in my previous videos, I like to avoid gambling whenever I can. So I don't play the turbos. I would love to play in a tournament such as this, a $30 buy-in with a deep stack. Deep stack usually means that you're going to have more chips to start with, so it allows you to be more selective. But I don't have that much money in my account. I have about 25 bucks right now. So I'm going to keep my bankroll or my buy-ins very small comparably to my bankroll. So the tournament that I have found is this tournament that starts at 12:15 my time, which right now is 10:30 in the morning. So I have about an hour, a little bit more than an hour and a half. And this tournament is a 25-cent rebuy, and an add-on. What that means is for the first 1 hour of play, you are allowed to go out. You can lose all your chips, and you can easily just rebuy more chips for another 25 cents. So it's an interesting tournament, and we'll talk more about the structure of this tournament when it gets started. But again, like I said, it has an hour and a half or so to start, and so I'm going to probably get some breakfast and pause this video, and I will see you guys just in a few minutes. Alright guys, so the hour and a half wait is over, and we are back. This is actually my first hand. I have pocket deuces, and I know there's a way to add on, because I see that this guy over here has 3,000, and this is, right here, the rebuy button. Let's see, 25 is just 25 cents. This is a 25-cent rebuy, so I can't actually rebuy during this hand because I already started the hand. But yeah, in this type of tournament, you are allowed to rebuy your chips if you lose your chips, and you're also able to add on at any time if you're below 1,500, which is the starting amount. So not going to do anything too crazy because I really expect a lot of people to do some crazy stuff early on. Being that it is a rebuy, and it's a cheap rebuy, people like to throw their chips around very early and very loosely. So my strategy is really just going to be sit back and pick those guys off. But I will gamble. You know, this early on in the tournament, it's a good idea to try and build a big chip stack, especially because everybody's also willing to do the same. So this is a pretty good hand. Ace Queen offsuit. And like I said, they're going to do some crazy things. So this guy just shoves all in pre-flop. This guy over here has 3,000, so I could just call that, but I'm going to try and get the rest of it in. I'm going to try and get all his money in there as well. And again, if I lose this hand, I can just rebuy. So, and he's got pocket deuces this time. So I need an ace or queen. And there it is. No deuce. Oh, there it is. Oh, wow. Quads. Great. All right. So we need to rebuy. And we did. I guess I have the auto rebuy button on. Which I didn't know that there was. I didn't know that I'd selected the auto rebuy button. So I'm gonna fold the queen 7, and I'm gonna rebuy again. And you can see that it's just 25 cents every time you want to rebuy. So I'm back in. I should have 3,000, I think, but we'll see in just a second. Okay, so I just realized he only had 1,500 chips, so that's why I still have 1,500 left over. So as you can see, there's some more crazy stuff going on. Queen deuce, ace jack, another all in, another big pot. So now I'm back up to 3,000 because I did hit that rebuy button. It really just adds on because I had 1,500 chips. So, and I'm not worried about losing that hand at all because, you know, that's the whole part of this game. That's the whole thing with rebuys. People throw their chips around with these. You know, he just went all in with deuces. He just shoved it all in. I had no play. There's nothing I can do. I can't raise. I mean, with ace queen, I can't just fold for 25 cents. I mean, I guess I could have folded, but I am going to gamble a little more in these type of tournaments because you do want to build a bigger chip stack pre-flop. And I'm not going to gamble this one, but he's probably just throwing in with some random hand. And there are going to be a lot more callers because this is a very small buy-in. So I think there was 52 players so far in this tournament, so I'm not sure how long it's going to last. But it will last at least 1 hour because the rebuy period does last 1 hour. So, but like I said, I'll condense my hands down for you guys. So I'm not sure how many segments there are going to be in this tournament, because if I make it to the final table and if I win the tournament, it's just going to last longer and longer. So I'll just make as many video segments as I need to complete the tournament. And he's just going all in almost every hand. And I just wanted to show these first few hands because that's what happens. I will stop showing the hands that I fold very soon, but I wanted to show you that people are very aggressive in these tournaments very early on. And it's not uncommon for people to go all in every hand until they have a big enough stack that they can be happy with. I'm just going to limp in here with a 9-5 suited. It is a suited connector. 7-8 or 6-7-8 makes me a straight, but it is a gapped suited connector, so it's not that great, but I have okay position, and I hit a pair of 9s. Not really exciting. That's half the pot. I feel fairly confident that my 9 is no good. And it actually could be good, but I just don't want to stay in. It's not what I was looking for, was a pair of 9s. I was looking for straight and flushes. So he had a better pair of 9s, so that's a good read. Okay, I'm going to fold this one. Okay, so I just wanted to point out also that I'm in this tournament so far for 75 cents. I bought in for 25 cents, and I added on, and I lost half of it to this guy here, and then I added on again. So I have a total of, well, actually 85 cents because there's a 10-cent fee that goes to the house. So I'm in for 3 buy-ins, which I still have 2 of them in my stack, and I'm in for the one additional add-on. So 85 cents total is what I'm in for right now. And, a lot of these guys are going to be in for a lot more than that at the end of the tournament. So somebody might actually be in for, $15 or so by the time this tournament's over because they rebought so many times. And then there could also be that guy at the end who's in for just 25 cents. And that's the true beauty of online poker. You can buy into a tournament for 25 cents and you can win top prize, which be a lot more than just 25 cents. You could actually probably win. First place in this tournament could be quite a bit. Okay, here's a good spot that I'm going to show you. I'm gonna go all in. I'm just going to gamble because he is gambling. He's shoving his chips all in quite a bit. This isn't a very good hand, ace-10, but I will take my chances against this guy because he's just throwing in random cards, and you got to point that out. King deuce, just random. What is that? That's just crap. So no king, no deuce, and I finally So I got his chips back, or I got my chips back from him. So now I'm up to like 40 something. 4,300. So good hand. And I just wanted to show you the very next hand. Again, he's all in again. And I'm glad I'm right here in this spot next to him because I get to call his bet every time. So I get to see my cards, and he's just shoving. So good spot for me. Okay, 9-7 offsuit and big blind, and he's all in for 220 because he just lost a big pot to this guy. But I'm just going to fold it. I have no reason to really call that because this guy's still in. Yep. Okay, 9-6 offsuit this time in the small blind. I just want to show you guys down here the information. There are 67 players total. And I'm not sure if you can see I'm not sure if I can find the amount of money. And he's just all in every time. So I'm looking for good hands. But yeah, currently I'm in 6th place. It's too early on to say anything, but 67 players, probably all going to end up putting an average of $1. The average buying will probably be $1 to $1.50. So looking for about, there'll probably be $90 to $100 in this tournament. So first place, in my opinion, will be around $30 to $40. So okay, so he finally wins a pot, and he wins it with king high. So he might slow down, but I really doubt it because typically those are the strategies of some players that just go all in every hand. So we're going to fold 9 deuce. Also, I wanted to mention that the blinds just went up to 15 and 30, and they are 10-minute blinds. So it's fairly quickly moving along. I remember playing on PokerStars, the average tournament was 15-minute blinds. So it gave you that extra 5 minutes of hands to decide, you can be a little more patient. So there's Well, he's a full house on the flop. Pretty good hand. Yeah, so 10-minute blinds, and you have to pay attention to the blind levels because the blinds go up more often. You know, it's a judgment of whether or not you have to be, you know, patient, or how patient you can be really with the blinds. So I like to find tournaments with the longest blind structure, but I think that the reason the blinds are only 10 minutes in this tournament, because it's a 25-cent tournament, and nobody really wants to sit here forever and play a 25-cent tournament. So, I mean, you know, it's just not a whole lot of money up for grabs. People don't want to waste their time. And I just wanted to note that he is slowing down, so that's an important thing to notice. You know, he doubled up his chips, so he's not just shoving all in anymore. He's just calling rather than going all in. And one of my subscribers actually asked me in a comment. They said, "Can you talk about the differences between online poker and live poker?" And to be honest, I really think the biggest difference is paying attention to the bet amounts, because that's really the only thing you have to go off of on online poker. When someone's making patterns left and right, you know, and then they just shove all in at some random point, you know, or just changing their bet structure or their bet patterns. You have to really pick up on who's doing what repetitively, and who's making plays out of the blue, you know. And also, you know, when you're playing live, you can get reads on people, on their faces. You know, you can actually read. Here's a good example. Daniel Negreanu is probably one of my favorite poker players, and he's mentioned this as well as Greg Raymer, two pretty good poker players. They both say that, you know, you can look at somebody's neck and you can see that their vein in their neck will start throbbing. And this guy's taking forever. But you can see that, like, you know, maybe their blood pressure gets high whenever they have a good hand, or just simple reads like that. You can't get those online. You know, you're without that. So you have to pay attention to other things, such as, you know, betting patterns and you know, let's say this player here keeps raising every time he's on the button. You know, that's something you want to pay attention to. You want to notice it. If he's raising so much, he probably doesn't have that great of a hand. Like, for example, this guy that's going all in every hand, I noticed that, you know, and you have to pay attention. And another big thing that I wanted to say is a lot of people will play multi-tables online. You know, they'll make 4 tables at one time. That's a bad play. You know, you have to be able to focus on the action at the table to know who's making those plays. You know, if this guy's going all in every hand and I have 4 tables open, there's no way for me to know that he's going all in every hand because I can't pay attention to the action as well as I should. So it's a bad idea to play more than one table, and that's why you'll only see me playing one table. So, okay, so I just wanted to point out again that he just lost 700 chips, and now he's back down to 2,300, and he's back to his all in every hand. So he gets a caller. And I'm actually going to go ahead and pause this video again. This will be section 1, or segment 1 of this video series. Like I said before, I don't know how many videos I'm going to make, because I could last, you know, as long as I could make it to the final table. I could go out in just a few hands, so you never know. I'm going to pause the video, though, guys. If you guys are interested in watching the rest of this tournament, I will be posting it soon, so I will see you guys there. And I'm just going to fold this one so I can make the next video. So I'll see you guys in just a minute. Again, thanks for watching.